Welcome back, decoders, to the channel. This is Decoding with Cody. Today is July 17th, 2026, and you're watching a live stream. And I hope all of you guys are having a great day out there. And to those of you in the live stream chat, don't forget to give me a thumbs up if you guys can hear me so that we can get this show on the road. We got a lot to talk about. And we are going to use this live stream as a brainstorming session and also just look at the symbolism and just try to clearly see what's going on here. So hopefully we can have fun. And everyone who has anything to share, please definitely don't hesitate. Also, thank you, Sojourn, for that thumbs up in the live stream chat. Really appreciate that. And thank you, Coffee Girl. Thank you to my moderators, specifically Coffee Girl and Sojourn. Both you guys, thank you so much. Thank you to ZGO. Hello, nice to see you in here. And hello to Maggie McCombs, another one of my favorite subscribers. Thank you for being here, Maggie, as always. Let's see. Just trying to say hi to a few people before we get started, waiting for the rest of you guys to jump in here. But yeah, we have a lot to talk about as usual, and we're kind of going to go through all kinds of different angles of what's going on here with the World Cup final. We may even talk about some of the interesting things that have been going on over the last couple days. Some interesting fires in Canada that's causing a lot of bad air quality in the Northeast, even possibly affecting the World Cup final. I don't know if you guys have seen that, but there's a wildfire in Canada that's actually causing a whole bunch of bad air quality, and probably part of another agenda, which we might look at a little bit here, but focusing mainly on the World Cup final. The sun narrative is what we're going to really look at here. A lot of you guys have seen some of this stuff, but we're going to also look at some other things that I found that connects with all of this. So thank you for being here. Let's not waste too much time. We got Golden Age Deception also in the chat today. Thank you, Golden Age, for being here. The Golden Age Gate, he says the Golden Gate Bridge opened on the 147th day of the year, matching the numbers in the date format 147 when lunation 1280 ended. Interesting. Yeah, I'll have to look more into the Golden Gate Bridge again because there is some bridge stuff symbolism. I think the United States has even attacked some bridges in Iran recently. So that's interesting. There's been some, I thought I saw that there was some bridges that were destroyed in Iran. So there's always some bridge stuff going on. And perhaps we will look at that too. But for now, yeah, there's 1280 meters. The two spans on the Golden Gate Bridge are 1280 meters apart, which is also interesting. So does the moon enter Leo? I'll have to look at that. I didn't know if the moon is entering Leo. Is the moon entering Leo around the time of the final? That's definitely interesting. If that's true, I'll have to look at that. What do I think about the viral Argentina correct score polymarket tweet? I think that is okay. So apparently they are saying that some guy posted on X like a couple years ago that Spain and Argentina would play in the final, and that Argentina would win by the score of 3-2. And I don't think that's going to happen. I mean, if that happens, okay, I think that's too obvious. I think that's bait for the bettors because you got people like Polymarket posting this. And if you got people like Polymarket posting this, that means they want to bait people into betting on that score. So I don't know if I really trust that. But they say it's going to be 3-2, right? Or 2-3. Remember, this is the 23rd World Cup. And Spain equals 23. So it would be 2-3 for Spain. They would lose 2-3, right? So, I mean, to me, it seems like that score is being used as a gematria riddle. I mean, again, this is the gematria of Spain. Now, remember, 32, if Argentina was to win 3-2, it would mean that just look at this. How many rays are on the Argentina sun logo? There's 32 rays on the Argentina sun logo, which is the same amount of rays that are located on the Jesuit Order's sun logo. And we know that they're connected. So why are they putting out this viral tweet that says Argentina will win with a score of 3-2? Okay. It all goes back to the sun rays on the sun logo. They actually won a game 3-2 already in this World Cup, which I connected to the eclipse code, okay, which involves the sun and the moon. On July 19th, the moon is in Libra. Okay, thank you, Sojourn, for finding that. So it's in the Libra, the scales, the judgment. Interesting. Because the next card, okay, so the next card after the sun card in the tarot would be the judgment. So interesting that the next day, or the day of the World Cup final, the moon will be in the judgment Libra. And remember, I'm going to say that this whole thing is connected to the sun tarot card, which again is coming before the judgment. So the sun, and this all goes biblically back with Jesus coming back to judge, right? Jesus coming back to go against and again, if we go to Revelation, I guess this is a good place to start, actually. If we go to Revelation 19, okay, it starts out with rejoicing in heaven, right? And after all these things, I heard a great voice of much people in heaven saying, Hallelujah, salvation and glory and honor and power unto the Lord our God. For true and righteous are his judgments. So again, the judgment card, number 20. Sorry, I lost my place here. Hold on. Let me go back to Revelation 19. I always hit the wrong button there. And then it says a smoke rose. Oh, that's interesting. Smoke. We have smoke possibly affecting the World Cup final. Like I said, let's just bring that up too. Fires World Cup final. Smoke warnings and masks. New York braces for World Cup final. No concerns about World Cup final despite air quality issues. So we have smoke. We have smoke at the World Cup final from Canada. Remember, Canada was the part of the host nation of the World Cup. So in Revelation 19, we have smoke. Again, this is on the 19th. This is all about the 19 code. So interesting that smoke is mentioned. But the marriage of the Lamb is the next section, right? And then you have the rider on the white horse. Guys, look at the tarot card for the sun. The rider on the white horse. The rejoicing in heaven. In this picture, you have heaven, the sky, right? I mean, that's not really where heaven is, in the sky, but this is how we kind of connect these things. The sun in the sky, the rider on the white horse is the child, and the rider on the white horse is the next part of Revelation 19. Spain is currently burning. Yeah, Spain is having wildfires too. Yeah, exactly. Spain, wildfires. Spain battles wildfires on multiple fronts. So guys, we have a wildfire in Canada, which is causing fire, smoke in the New York City area. And now we have Spain on fire. Again, remember, Ignatius of Loyola, of the Jesuits, right? What did he say? Go set the world on fire. St. Ignatius of Loyola reportedly told St. Francis Xavier, go forth and set the world on fire. Now, the Jesuit logo is the sun, okay? He said, go forth and set the world on fire. Where is Ignatius of Loyola from? You guys know where he's from? Ignatius of Loyola is a Spanish, a Spanish Basque Catholic priest. So do you see how it all goes together, guys? Goes forth and set the world on fire. The Jesuit sun logo on the 19th, the sun card, the rider on the white horse, the Spanish priest Ignatius of Loyola, whose name equals 201, by the way, which is a number we're going to talk about. We're going to talk about this number, as always, usually. And yeah, this is I didn't plan on starting like this, but this was actually a good way to start to tell you that the Jesuit priest who started the Jesuit order is Spanish. Okay, so he's not Italian, he's not American, he's not Argentinian, he's not anything else. He's Spanish. Okay, so that is an interesting fact that I'm glad I got in here. So yeah, with the fires going on in Spain, you can be sure it's probably connected to that. And now Spain's in the World Cup final. So yeah, let's get into the sun stuff, and then we'll continue to add to this as we go. But what do you need to put out fire? You need water, and Messi was washing the baby in water. And as pointed out, this is a Freemason ritual. If you guys go on my X account and you go over to Dimitri Revolt, this guy, shout out to him. He's always posting amazing content, short videos. But if you go to his video, he points out that the ritual of the bath. Okay, so here is the initiation ritual of a goat and a bath. Okay, the initiation. Here's a guy to initiation. He's taking a bath with a goat. And notice that there's a red wall behind him, like there's a red wall behind Messi. Do I have a comment? I have a comment box up. Hold on, sorry. Okay, now you guys can see it better, right? Can you guys see this, the video screen where the goat with the red wall? Is that coming up? But anyway, shout out to Dimitri Revolt, or otherwise known as Reality Revolt. Make sure you guys go follow him on X and all his platforms. But amazing find. I mean, the bath with the goat and the red wall and the light blue. You see how the bath is light blue, like the Argentina flag. I mean, this just looks exactly like what we're just looking at here. Like, it looks. Again, here's the original picture, and there's a red wall, a blue bath, and the goat giving a bath. And again, this is exactly what this is depicting. And yeah, there's Messi and Lamar and Yamal. So basically, it's this, right? Like, there's a good way to look at it. I mean, what in the world, folks? How can anyone just look at this and say this is normal? So I will say that, this was a good way to start too, is just pointing out the obvious. Now remember, the Masons, Solomon's Temple, the Spain flag has the pillars. All right. And this is something that Rambo had mentioned. Shout out to Rambo, the truth codes. The pillars of Hercules, but the twin pillars, right? The Solomon's Temple, the sun and the moon. And this whole thing is about the sun and the moon. And so with these twin pillars, you have this Solomon's Temple, twin pillar symbolism, 9/11 in New York, which is where the final's taking place. So just another thing to add there. Now, let me just kind of slowly go through this, and let me just show you the other clear ritual symbolism here. And everyone's already showed this mostly because I'm a little bit late doing a video, but Adidas, who sponsors these two, posted this exactly 2 years before the game was finalized. So on July 15, 2024, Adidas actually posted a post called "The Goat and the Kid." and featuring the numbers 10 and 19, which are the numbers of Messi and Yamal. And again, this was exactly 2 years to the day, July 15th, 2024, to the day that Messi won and made the final official. So on the very day that Messi and Argentina advanced to play Spain, it was exactly 2 years after this post. Okay. And of course, you have the GOAT stuff again. I told you that the eclipse next year that's going over the year of, let me just find this real fast. One moment. I got to show you this because this is once again a big part of this. Where did I put that slide? Apparently I don't have it here. But if you guys look it up, there is a eclipse going over Argentina next year on the GOAT year. So, man, I wish I could find that slide I made. Eclipse on 2/6/2027, year of the GOAT. On February 6th, an unusual long annular solar eclipse, a ring of fire, guys, a ring of fire occurs on the exact same day as the Lunar New Year ushers in the year of the fire goat. Oh my goodness. So guys, we were just talking about fires in Spain. We were just talking about fires in Canada. We're in the year of the fire horse. Ignatius of Loyola said, go set the world on fire. He's Spanish, the Jesuit sun logo. On the start of the year of the fire goat, there's an eclipse over Argentina, okay? Right here. So, and remember, I showed you guys that if you go from the final date to this eclipse over Argentina, it's 6 months, 2 weeks, and 4 days. Like I said, let's just go to that date. 6 months. Whoops, hold on. 6 months, 2 weeks, and 4 days from the final to the GOAT year eclipse over Argentina. That is Messi's birthday, folks. That is Messi's birthday. Okay? So what are the odds of this? It's just unbelievable. It's even, actually, look at this. It's not just that. It's 6 lunar phases in 24 days. It's got a double 624 connection from the final to the GOAT eclipse. Are you kidding me? That's Messi's birthday. That's Freemasonry's birthday, guys. Again, we just showed you that this was a Freemason bathing ritual. And Messi has the same birthday as the Freemasons. And that birthday is 624. And if you measure with the moon, it's 6 lunar phases in 24 days from the final to the eclipse over Argentina, which is Masonry, which is Messi, okay? So, yeah, that's important. And again, this is why it's fire. It all connects with the fire too, because you got the fire year, you got the fire goat, you got the fire horse. But let's just start with this. We have to go back to the sun card because this whole thing is about the sun card. So the World Cup final will be taking place on the 19th, and it will be featuring number 19, who's the prodigy of number 10, who Messi used to wear the number 19. Okay, so he wore number 19 as well. But what are the odds that this player that he's bathing 19 years ago was born 19 days after his birthday? Okay, I mean, just this alone should make people wake up. This is undeniably in your face. And again, the whole world is starting to see this. So many people posting this. But again, you have the astronomical odds that the kid that he bathed 19 years ago would be facing him in the final, and the kid just happened to be born 19 days after his birthday. That's the sun card. Again, and what is the logo of Argentina? And again, I want to give a shout out to whoever noticed this sun card thing first. Surely I would have thought about this, but there was somebody who began posting this on X before, I don't know who it was who found this first. Okay, I'm just putting it that way. And you guys know I love to give shout outs. I made a post on X today about this as well, which we're going to cover. But somebody here had said that this is the source, the person who originally posted this. So a shout out to this person. If this is really the person that originally posted this, shout out to them. I guess their name is Dragon9 Reloaded. So yeah, these people, if they were the first, shout out to them, right? For this Sun card thing. Certainly I would have noticed it because I've been talking all World Cup about the tarot cards. I've been talking about the 16th tarot card. So I've been talking about this card all tournament. Why? Because the tournament started out with Messi coming in with 911 goals. The first goal to score in the World Cup was number 16. We had all these 16 rituals. The Tower card is number 16, okay? And now we have the Sun card. So we have these two cards. I didn't even know you could do this on this page here, but you can click both cards and compare them. That's interesting. Yeah, so but look at this. The Sun card reduces to 10. 1 plus 9 is 10. Do you guys see this here? The 19th card reduces to 10. 1 plus 9 is 10. So this is how you have the 19 and 10 again. Messi, who wears 10, and Yamal, right? So 19 and 10. This is the Sun card. It's the energy of the sun. And now there is a religion, just to back this up, there is a religion called Baha'i. One of the youngest, guys, you get this? This is one of the youngest religions on the planet. It's called Baha'i. And where is it from? Iran. What's going on in the world right now, guys? Iran? This religion is called the Baha'i. It's from Iran. Now, what is so special about this religion and the number 19 and the sun? Well, let's look. There are 19 months. There are 19 months on the Baha'i calendar. And each month contains 19 days. So this religion is all about the number 19, but it's also about the sun. But I want you guys to see something interesting here. Here's the 19 months of the calendar with 4 intercalary days to make up the year. Now, the day that this bath post was made, supposedly, you guys can look it up, but the day that this bath happened, or it was at least posted for UNICEF, was on the 361st day of the year, December 27th. December 27th, 2007. And why is that mind-blowing? That was the 361st day of the year. So why is that important? Because this is how many days is in a year that has 19 months and each month has 19 days. Because 19 times 19 is 361. So why is this photo supposedly taken or posted or something, at least archived, on the 361st day of the year? Because again, what is 361, guys? 361 is 19 times 19. So in the Baha'i calendar, there's 361 days in the 19 months and the 19 days plus 4 extra days to get your 365 days a year. Now look at the name of the third month of the Baha'i calendar. It's called Yamal. Are you seeing this, guys? The third month on the Baha'i calendar is called Yamal. What is the guy who wears number 19's name? Yamal, Baha'i calendar. Yamal is the third month on the Baha'i calendar, which has 19 days. It's the third month of the 19 months, and it has 19 days, and it's called Yamal, which is beauty. Guys, the name Yamal is the same word, right? Yamal and Yamal. It's just spelled different. So if you just type in this version, let me just type in a different way here. Is Yamal the same name as Yamal? It's a variant, right? Okay, it's the same name. It's a variant of Yamal. So the third month on the Baha'i calendar, which has 19 months and 19 days in each month, is Yamal, guys. The guy's name is Yamal. He wears number 19. Now, what's crazy is, look at the 7th month called Kalimat. Look at the start date of the 7th month on the Baha'i calendar, which is all about the number 19. It's July 13th. Guys, who was born on July 13th? Yamin Yamal, who has a month named after him in the Baha'i faith. His birthday also is the beginning of the 7th month on the Baha'i calendar. July 13th is the beginning of the 7th month of this calendar. Again, this is the whole religion that bases itself off of the sun and the number 19. The word kalimat means words. It's the word of God. Are you kidding me? Yamal's birthday starts on the month in the Baha'i calendar that means the word of God, the words. Kalimat. Let's see what that equals. It equals 67. Guys, is that a prime number? Oh, yeah, it is. What's prime number is that? The 19th prime number. So Yamin Yamal's month, where this 19-month calendar begins on, right? That begins on his birthday. It equals the name of the month equals Kalimat, which equals the 19th prime number. There's okay, yeah, I'm going to get to that. There's a lot of 19s. There's a Quran code, okay? Let's just pull that up too while we're at it. And Casey Jones Astrology is talking about the Metonic cycle, which we've covered many times here, but that's also 19. Remember, the moon is on a 19-year cycle. But the Quran code. The Quran code 19, is a controversial hypothesis claiming the Quran contains a mathematical complex hidden structure based primarily on the number 19. So you have the Baha'i, who have a whole calendar based off the number 19. You have the Quran, the Muslim, who has a code in the Quran supposedly based off the number 19. There was 19 hijackers. 19 years after 2001, you had COVID what? 19? So 19 years after the 19 hijackers, as Zach Hubbard would always say, shout out to him, is the COVID 19. And the 6-7, remember, somebody in the chat's mentioning the 6-7 trend. Well, 6-7 trend is the 19 connection. 6-7 is the trend is viral. What is 67? The 19th prime. So a lot of things are going back to the 19. And I don't think it's any coincidence that the number 19 is central to this World Cup. Okay, it's a central number to the World Cup. It connects to COVID 19. It connects to the 19 hijackers, connects to the Quran, connects to the Baha'i religion, connects to the Sun tarot card, but it also connects to the moon, the Metonic cycle. Metonic cycle is a 19-year period, which means Lamine Yamal's birthday this year was his Metonic moon birthday. So the question is, does Lamine Yamal represent the sun or the moon? And if he represents the sun or the moon, which figure is more central to this World Cup final? Okay. Shout out to Widow's Son, who's also in the chat. Glad to see him in here. Also, Casey Jones Astrology. The sun is exalted at 19 degrees of Aries. That's a great addition. Guys, the sun is exalted at 19 degrees of Aries. Okay. The 2000 Widow's Son says the 2017 and 2024 eclipses were separated by 6 years, 7 months, and 19 days. So there you go, guys. You have the 6-7, which is the 19 prime, and you have the 19 days. So, and remember, Messi used to wear the number 19, so just to show that. And Messi, right here he is wearing number 19. And something I found out from Script Unveiled, if you guys don't know who that is, he's a great, he actually called the World Cup months ahead of time. Let me see if I can find him here. Shout out to this guy, a huge soccer decoder, and he actually posted. Okay, guys, look at this. December 5th. I mean, this is wild. This guy right here, December 5th, 2025, he made this post. He said on Sunday, July 19th, 2026, Spain will beat Argentina in the World Cup final. Do you guys see this right here? So people out there saying that no one predicts anything before it happens. This guy dedicates his whole channel to decoding soccer. What do? I don't decode soccer. This is the first time. This month has been the only time I've ever decoded soccer in my entire life. Do you think I was going to get it right? But this guy who puts in the time and gets it right. Look at this, guys. This is proof. I had so many people telling me in my comments yesterday that no one predicts anything before it happens. Well, go look at Widow's Son's channel and how he predicted the 23-19 before it happened. Go look at my channel where I predicted plenty of things before it happened. Go look at Zach Hubbard's channel. He's predicted plenty of things before it's happened. Go look at Derek, Gematrinator. He's predicted plenty of things before it's happened. Go look at Gematria book. He's predicted a lot of things before it's happened. I don't want to hear people saying, when no one predicts anything before it happens. No, here's your proof. Okay? Decodes are not worthless. We are predicting things, but that's not the point of this. Okay? But this, again, this is from December 5th, 2025, and somehow this tweet hasn't gone viral. I mean, don't you think this tweet should go viral? Guys, let's go over to X and help him make this go viral, because this guy deserves to at least get his, I mean, it's just ridiculous. He literally called the World Cup final. Now, will Spain win? Is he going to be right about that? I mean, he was right about the final, so maybe he's going to be right about Spain. Again, I'm not a soccer decoder, so the fact that I had Netherlands, which it was kind of right because Netherlands connects to Spain, and I even had Spain versus Netherlands. That was my first prediction was Spain versus Netherlands. So, and I'm just started decoding soccer this month, so I mean I wasn't that far off. And the Netherlands lost to Spain 16 years ago. All right, so shout out to Script Unveiled. And, you know, and shout out to The Illusion, who's in the chat now. He even had Spain on his thing too before the World Cup. So there's many people that had Spain. Okay, there's many people that had Spain because it was pretty clear. But I mean, for me, Spain was also pretty clear because you had 16 years between Spain's World Cup and this year. And so, anyway, I got off on a tangent. Let's keep going here. So we've covered the Baha'i calendar with 19 months. We've covered the 19s. Let's just try to get through this. Let's see. Spain is spelled like S-Pain. That's interesting. Yeah, something pain. Okay, so 19 days apart are these two guys. But now let's talk about the sun, the unconquered sun. Now remember the Jesuit order, they have a sun logo. Ignatius of Loyola said, go set the world on fire. Now you have Canada on fire. You have Spain on fire right now. Ignatius of Loyola was a Spanish priest. But guys, look at the initials of Lamine Yamal. L-Y. L-Y. That's the 12th letter and the 25th letter. That's telling you about Sol Invictus. Okay? L-Y is 1225. What's 1225? It's Sol Invictus. And no, it's not the real birth of Christ, but it is Sol Invictus. Okay? Sol Invictus is celebrated on December 25th. Lamine Yamal is coded with his initials to be 1225, the date of the winter solstice, when the sun is at its weakest. In the traditional Roman calendar known as Dies Natalis Solis Invicti, the birthday of the invincible sun or the unconquered sun. All right. Now look at this, guys. Society of Jesus, 191 and 187. Winter solstice, 191, 187. Summer solstice, 191, 187. Unconquered sun, 191, 187. Yet Lamine Yamal, 191. You guys see how perfect that is? He's coded with December 25th, which is Sol Invictus. Sol Invictus also means unconquered sun, which equals summer solstice, winter solstice, Society of Jesus, and it equals his name. Cody, is my chat visible now? Yeah, I can see you, Jake. What are your thoughts about the fittest flat earther? He claims that Lionel Messi is Patrick Bateman. I'm not somebody who gets into these people or playing other people. That's not really my thing. I mean, I think he's probably right about some of his things, but all of those things, some of those things I've seen, I don't agree with. Just respectfully, I don't agree with, but some of the things that I've seen from him, I could see it, you know? So I don't have anything against him. Do I agree with every single connection he makes that this person is playing this person? No. But he definitely is onto something with a lot of the stuff he puts out. I mean, but yeah, I guess that's all I have to say right now. I don't really watch his channel that much either, to be honest. I don't really watch. I'm more into numbers. So hopefully that answers your question. All right. So let's keep going. Shout out to the Illusion, who's also in the chat. He's going to be streaming here soon. Hopefully we're not going to be stepping on each other's feet too much. All right. So here, okay. So guys, give me some mind blows in the chat. Lamine Yamal is Christmas, the Sol Invictus. Okay. He's wearing the red and yellow, which is the sun. Notice that the sun tarot card has red and yellow and blue sky. Well, Argentina's nickname is the blue sky, the blue and white sky. They have the sun, and the colors on the card are red and yellow. Okay, that's the prominent colors. That's Spain's colors. Now, what was I going to say? I was going to say something else here. I was going to say something else. Now I've lost my train of thought. Do I think everyone's personal lives are coded? I do. You know how many times in my own life I find things that are just absolutely unbelievable? Do I share them every day here? No. But guys, every day I have connections with things that are going on in the world that are beyond question. Like, And Widow's Son, another YouTuber that I was just in here, go look at his channel. There are things going on here more than what man is doing. Okay, there's obviously things being done by people. It's obvious, but on what level, I don't know. But I certainly can tell you that there's an organic code. There is an organic code. All right, trying to get through this real fast here, or because I got a lot more I need to talk about. I kind of lost my train of thought here. Man, guys, can anyone in the chat help me? What was I talking about before I got off and answered the questions? I lost my train of thought. I really wanted to say something. So you guys see all these 191s here? 191, 191. That's the 43rd prime number. Yeah, I was talking about Sol Invictus, but I can't remember what I was going to say about Sol Invictus. And we are going to talk a little bit about Sol Invictus because the gematria here, we're going to look at that, but I'm trying to remember what I was going to say now. I want you guys to notice too that the Baha'i calendar started on March 21st, which is the equinox, and that's the same time period that Aleister Crowley started Thelema, which this also connects to that. But again, this is from Persia, so I really want to emphasize. Oh, I was going to talk about the 19 and the Quran too, because Yamin Lamal is Islamic. Yamal is a Muslim, okay? So he wears 19. There's a Quran code, which involves the number 19 in the Quran. So my question is this bathing an initiation for something to go on between Christianity and Islam? Because you have Messi, which obviously he's from the Catholic country. Now you have Yamal, who's Muslim, but he's from a very Catholic country. So I just wonder if this doesn't have something to do with some sort of thing that's going on between Islam and Christianity. Of course, we know that's coming anyways. It's in the iPet Goat. Guys, it's in iPet Goat, which came out on Messi's birthday. So I think this has to do with somebody better go back and watch iPet Goat again and see how it connects to all this, because we're clearly living in the perfect time for iPet Goat. Okay, so here's what I was going to say about the Argentina sun. So the Argentina sun is called the Sol del Mayo, and that means son of May. And one of the most prominent national emblems of Argentina and Uruguay. Remember, Uruguay won the first ever World Cup against Argentina. So, guys, why do you think the most prominent nations in World Cup are Uruguay and Argentina? Do you think it's not because they have the sun logo? I mean, let's just look up Uruguay's flag. Do you think it's not because these two countries played in the first World Cup? Or did they play in the first World Cup? Yeah, I believe they did. So why is it that two of the countries that have the sun on their logo played in the first World Cup? Do you think that the sun logo is probably pretty important, and that the people and this the whole reality is not probably scripted? Because Jesus himself, I mean, Jesus himself is the Son of God. I'm not saying he's the sun. He's bigger than the sun. The physical sun is nothing compared to the real sun, the spiritual sun, right? Jesus. But the symbol of the sun is everywhere. And again, this is why you have these two nations. And so anyway, Sol Invictus is the name of Christmas, essentially. That's what's actually celebrated on Christmas. Sol Invictus equals 134, like the Jesuits, and like the Sol del Mayo. So you see how all these things have the same gematria in the same cipher. They all go back to the same essence. And So now that we're talking about Christmas, I had to do this. I said, okay, well, how many days is Lamine Yamal's birthday after Christmas? Look at this, guys. Lamine Yamal's birthday, Lamine Yamal, I always say his name wrong, is 6 months, 2 weeks, and 4 days after Christmas. That's Messi's birthday. But what's even crazier is the World Cup final is 6 months and 24 days after Christmas, Sol Invictus. That's Messi's birthday. Are you coding me? Christmas from Sol Invictus to the World Cup final. The holiday that's all about the sun. The whole World Cup final is connected with the sun. And you're telling me it's 6 months and 24 days after Christmas, which is Messi's birthday. Okay? It is Messi's birthday. And again, from Christmas to Yamal's birthday, 6 months, 2 weeks, and 4 days. So you're going to see a lot of 624 coding because, again, this is Masonry's birthday. This is Messi's birthday. This is iPet birthday. So all these things happen on June 24th. The president of Mexico, the woman, she's born on June 24th. So it's just so often you see this date duration, this 624. Now, if you go into the Bacon cipher, which is the Old English, so basically just takes into account the Old English alphabet. Let me just show what that means here. So do you see how the normal English, the modern English alphabet, you have U and V, U is the 21st letter, V is the 22nd. But in the Old English, which we call the Bacon simple, the U and the V have the same value because in the Old English, there was no letter V. So in this cipher, we just look at the Old English. I and J also have the same value because, again, there was no J, so there was just an I. So we give them the same value. So what happens when we use this Bacon Old English cipher and we type in Society of Jesus, Unconquered Sun, Winter Solstice, Summer Solstice. Look at this. From Christmas, the Unconquered Sun, to Messi's 624 birthday is 181 days. Again, guys, a perfect alignment with Messi and his birthday connected to the Unconquered Sun, which, again, is Christmas and Sol Invictus. So, yeah, that's interesting. But now let's get into the meat. The meat of the presentation is all about Leo. We just got a new pope. So this is the time where the sun is so important because we just got a new pope whose name is Leo, okay? The sun, the only sign that is ruled by the sun is Leo. Now look at this. Do you guys remember when Leo received a white horse? And you remember how he looked like a child? Do you guys see his face here? He looks like a child. This, I believe, this picture that goes viral with this is the picture that we get of this encounter. And he looks like he's a child, the face. He has the joy of a child on his face. Look at him. And he's got the white horse. Well, look at this. The sun card, Leo, has the white horse with the child. And let's not forget that the Vatican colors are yellow and red. I mean, can we just look at the Vatican flag? I mean, let's just look at the Vatican. Yellow and red. I mean, those are the two. Obviously, it's more yellow than red, but still, there is red on the Vatican flag. And often when you see them dressing, like just let's look at Pope Leo. Pope Leo, he's wearing red, right? So red and yellow, very combination that goes with the Vatican, okay? but just look at this. He gets the horse, the white horse on the card. We're in the year of the horse. But what horse are we in? We're in the year of the fire horse. The fire horse. Now we have the fires in Spain. And so he got this horse on October 15th. And just look at this. Oh, and again, Leo is giving the child a bath. Again, the child on the white horse. You guys get it, right? Remember, shout out to Dr. Savage, another YouTube channel, Dr. Savage, DrSavage on YouTube. Dr. Savage, he's the one that originally pointed this out. From the Gregorian calendar, which is a solar calendar, guys, sun, solar, to Pope Leo receiving the white horse was 443 years exactly. 443 years, because Leo received the horse on the anniversary of the first day of the solar calendar, the Gregorian calendar. The sun equals 443. So again, I just told you that this whole thing is a sun card symbol, like Pope Leo with the white horse looking like a child, Leo bathing the child, the sun card, the white horse with the child, right? And you're telling me that he received the horse exactly 443 years after the Gregorian calendar started, and that's the gematria of the sun? Are you kidding me? That's the gematria of the sun. And again, this is the post I made today on X where I showed these exact things. And this post actually went kind of viral. Here's my post on X. Look at this, 30K views, guys. I mean, this post is doing very well. I'm happy when this information gets out. But yeah, the same thing I posted earlier today. So I think that the point is that this whole thing is about the sun. It's on the 19th. These two guys are born 19 days apart. But look at the gematria of Messi and solar. Look at this. 65, 20, 70, 34. It's a perfect Grand Slam match between Messi and solar. So why do you think Messi plays for the sun logo? But also España. España is the actual name for Spain. Also, España equals 20 and 34, like Messi, like solar. So both teams have the solar symbolism. Now, again, I'm not making a prediction right now. I'm just putting all the info out on the table, and then we can do some brainstorming with all the smart people in the chat afterward. But look at this. The words horse and the word white both sum to Messi. You guys see that there? Messi equals 65 and 70 like solar, but also like horse and like white. So you can kind of see how the overlap between these things has an essence connected with them, right? And they're all connected to the sun card, right? The white horse, the Spain colors are on there, the white and the yellow and the red. Now, we need to talk quickly about the Hondius, because remember, I was putting all my energy into decoding the NV Hondius. And remember, my first World Cup prediction for the final was Spain versus Netherlands. Let me see if I have that here. Here's my very first post. Here's my very first idea about what the final was going to be. I posted this at the beginning of June. July 19th is the day that the Netherlands declared their independence from Spain, okay? So this was my first initial thought, right? Netherlands and Spain. Now, why did I choose that? Because I knew Spain was probably going to go, because Spain equals 23. Spain, it's been 16 years since Spain was in the World Cup final, and there was all these 16 rituals, okay? So I was like, Spain and Netherlands has an actual history with Spain, okay? Now, this is where I went wrong. I remember they have the lion on their logo as well. Both teams have the lion. Again, this was my post from before the World Cup even started. So I had Spain. So I wasn't completely wrong, guys. I mean, I literally was one team right, and I didn't have any clue about soccer. I had no idea about any of this. I've learned all of this on the fly. A month and a half ago, I had no idea about any of this. I had no prehistory in decoding soccer/football. Now, why did I pick Netherlands? Because the ship, the MV Hondius, was a Dutch ship. And where did the ship leave from? It left from Argentina. It left from the end of the world, which is called Ushuaia, Argentina. Now, my whole thought was that it was a Dutch ship and there was a Dutch passenger named Leo. And my whole thing was, okay, here is the map of it leaving Argentina. It goes up to Ascension Island. It lands in Cape Verde. And remember, Cape Verde was in the World Cup. Cape Verde tied Spain, actually. Cape Verde is a very low-ranked team, guys. The fact that they tied with Spain and almost beat Argentina was a miracle. But look at where the ship disembarked. On one Spanish passenger from the ship tested positive. Okay, on May 10th, the ship arrived in Port of Grandilla, Tenerife. Tenerife is the Spanish island. So I was like, okay, it would make sense for Spain and maybe Netherlands again. That was my whole thought. But I didn't even why did I not take into account? Maybe because I didn't want to believe it was going to be Argentina again. Maybe that's why. But if I would have just looked at it more logically, the ship left from Argentina and it disembarked in Spain, okay? So do you guys see, can I get some feedback in the chat? Do you guys understand how I wasn't completely wrong? I wasn't like completely in left field here by saying it was going to be Netherlands and Spain. Because remember, the Netherlands has lost to Argentina and Spain in a World Cup final, okay? Argentina actually beat the Netherlands in the World Cup final in 1978, and Spain beat the Netherlands in the World Cup final in 2010. So both of these teams actually connect to Netherlands. So again, the Netherlands is not gone. And remember, Shakira did a song called Die Die, and Die Die is an orange, Japanese orange, and the Netherlands played Japan on Trump's birthday, okay? So none of this stuff is completely wrong. It was just I made a wrong calculation in my thought process. But yeah, I even mentioned the 80-year war between Spain and Netherlands, right? And Trump just turned 80. So anyway, my point of putting all this out here is that this whole MV Hondius thing was all a symbol for the World Cup. And now we understand that it was just Argentina and Spain, right? Because the ship left from Argentina, it landed and disembarked in Spain. Now, right after the ship disembarked in Spain, a month later, Pope Leo made a historic 6-day apostolic journey to Spain on June 6th to June 12th. Guys, so literally Pope Leo was in Spain. Okay? Pope Leo was in Spain at the beginning of the World Cup. He arrived on the 6th. He left on the 12th, which means on June 11th, which was the World Cup, Leo was in Spain. What's the odds of that? And the World Cup final ends up being Leo versus Spain. He made a historic address at the Spanish Parliament. Pope Leo became the first pope in history to address a joint session of the Spanish Parliament. In Barcelona, the Pope celebrated a monumental mass coinciding with the 100th anniversary of the death of an architect named Antoni Gaudi. During the visit, He inaugurated and blessed the Tower of Jesus Christ. Are you coding me, folks? I talked all this World Cup. I was talking about the tower. When he went to Spain, Leo blessed the Tower of Jesus Christ, which is the tallest church in the world. Like, are you kidding me? Like, and remember, the tower card, I was talking about the tower card. Look, is a Catholic church under construction in Barcelona, designed by the Catalan architect Anton Gaudi as the tallest church in the world. So Leo blesses the tallest church in the world? And now Spain is in the World Cup final 16 years later? In fact, let's go to the World Cup final in 2010. Which was the 19th World Cup final. Let's not overlook that. Let's not overlook that Spain won the 19th World Cup final. And if you go from that World Cup final to this World Cup final, it's 16 years and 8 days. What's the tower card? 16. So 16-8 or 16-9. What's interesting about the 16-8 is 19 is the 8th prime. So this 8 actually has a connection to the number 19. 19 is the 8th prime. Let me just show you that. So yeah, 19th. So is it interesting that from the World Cup final 16 years ago to this World Cup with Spain again is 16-8? That connects us with the 16 and the 19, which is the two cards that we've been talking about. And remember, Spain played on an eclipse. Spain is the only team to win a World Cup on an eclipse. And now next month, there's going to be an eclipse on August 12th over Spain. Eclipse, August 12th, 2026. And a total solar eclipse will across Greenland, Western Iceland, and Arctic. And will go across Spain. Where is it? Why is it showing me random eclipses here? Hold on. Okay, so you guys can see it right here. It's making a beeline for Spain, right over Spain. And why do you think Spain's in the World Cup? Because it's all about the eclipses, guys, the sun and the moon, the eclipse going over Spain. And remember, the eclipse next year, the eclipse of the century in 2027 is also going over Spain. So Spain is getting hit with two eclipses in the next year, and now they're in the World Cup. And so my point of saying that is that Leo became the first pope to go to Spain. But actually, if you read about Leo's history, let me find it here. If you go to the Catholic Review, look at this. Spain has been and hopefully will continue to be a very missionary nation. Pope Leo spoke these words at a brief encounter with Father Jose Maria Calderon, the national director of Pontifical Mission Societies in Spain. As the first pope in modern history to have spent much of his priestly ministry as a missionary, Pope Leo arrives in Spain on June 6th with a unique familiarity not only with the country itself, which he also visited 50 times. So before he was even pope, Leo had a good relationship with Spain. He went there 50 times, but also with the missionary tradition that would help shape Catholicism across the world. His itinerary will be Madrid, Barcelona, Gran Canaria, and Tenerife. So guys, the MV Hondius with Leo, remember, the passenger who got sick on the MV Hondius was Leo. He was 70 years old, just like Pope Leo was 70 years old. Then Pope Leo had to go to Tenerife. Okay? So both the MV Hondius and Pope Leo both went to Tenerife, Spain, okay? He was but anyway, the point is Pope Leo has a history with Spain. He went to Spain. So what does this mean, guys? The question is, we've got a guy named Leo on Argentina, where the ship came from, but we've also got a guy named Leo, who's the Pope, who has a very big thing for Spain. In fact, he went to Spain this year at the start of the World Cup. So what does that mean? Why is everything got to be double coded always? Why can't it just be easy? Well, because it just can't be, I guess. I'm not even really trying to get this completely right. That's not my main goal with all this. But they do make it's always double coded, okay? It's always double coded. And so the point of me laying all this out is that why is Pope Leo, so connected with Spain? And again, I laid all this already out for you. But this is kind of why I'm leaning towards Argentina right now. But, you know, again, don't hold me to this. I really have to think more about this. But look at this alignment, okay? Jesuit Pope Francis died, or his birthday, not his last birthday, but his birthday, 12/17/2022, his 86th birthday. The next day, Leo won the World Cup from Argentina. Okay, so remember, this was an easy World Cup to predict because the World Cup has never taken place in December before. It just so happened that the World Cup ended one day after Pope Francis, the Argentine Pope's birthday, and Messi and Argentina won. Okay, but if you measure from this win of Argentina in the World Cup to this game coming up, it's 1309 days. Well, what's funny is Leo won the World Cup one day after this guy's birthday. This guy was replaced by Leo. And look at the gematria of this guy who replaced him. Pope Leo the 14th in Roman numerals equals 1309. Are you, like, guys, are you coding me? Do you guys see this? This was always in the cards, man. It was destiny. It was all destiny. It was always, like, you're telling me from Leo winning the World Cup one day after the Argentine Pope, it was 1309 days till the next World Cup. Messi and Argentina were destined to come back to the World Cup again 1309 days later, which reflects the Pope Leo and his gematria, okay? Now, if you go from the day that Pope Leo became Pope to the World Cup final, it's 62 weeks and 4 days. That's Leo Messi's birthday. Like, I don't know how much more clear that can be. You're not talking about just some easy number to hit. You're talking about numbers that are astronomical, okay? And again, the word Jesuit equals 624, which again is the birthday. He was a Jesuit Pope. So to me, it's pretty clear, okay? It's pretty clear that it's hard to go against this alignment here, really. It's very hard because you got the perfect alignment with the 1309 days, which is the gematria of Pope Leo. And then you got the birthday of Leo in there. But then I decided to look farther into the tarot cards, and I found this. Look at the old Marseille deck tarot card. You guys see this? So everyone's been posting about this tarot card, but if we go to the older tarot deck, look at that. Do you guys see what I'm talking about there? The sun is Spain's colors. The sun is Spain's colors. And the ground is Argentina's colors. What are the odds that the colors on the old Marseille sun card are the three colors that represent these two nations? Argentina's color is blue, light blue, and Spain's colors are yellow and red. And these are the two colors that are literally represented on the tarot card. Now look at this. There's twins. There's twins, guys. Instead of a single child on a white horse, there's twins. Why is that mind-blowing? Because the Twins, remember, Messi came into the World Cup with 9-11 goals. The World Cup is in New York City, where the Twin Towers went down with 19 hijackers, supposedly. But the flag of Spain, the flag of Spain has the twin pillars. Boom, boom, right there. The twins. So not only do you have the perfect color alignment, you have the white, blue, the red, and yellow, but you have the twin pillars. And look at the brick wall. The brick wall, guys. The brick wall is almost the same colors as Spain. Just look at it. Look how you have the red, the yellow, and the red. You guys see that, right? The brick wall behind them. Now, what are the colors of Spain's colors? In what order? Red, yellow, and red. Are you kidding me? The Spain flag is literally, in the tarot card. The red, yellow, and red. Like it's even proportionately the same. The yellow is wider and the two reds are thinner, which is the same layout of the Spain flag. The thin reds and the wide yellow. It's just, what? Are you kidding me? And notice how this picture is in the blue sky. So think about how the sun is always in the blue sky. So why do you have a sun team, the red and yellow, versus a blue sky? Guys, it's all about the sun. It's the sun in the blue sky. Okay, these are the colors. And just absolutely wild, I feel like. And again, you got the twins, Castor Pollux, which is being mentioned in the chat. Casey Jones Astrology is saying that the colors are also the Gryffindor colors. Yeah, I think you've mentioned that to me before. So this is from Harry Potter, and I don't know a whole lot about Harry Potter, but it is interesting that, look at this. The red and yellow, kind of, it's more darker, but still, you have red and yellow with the lion. So that's interesting. And of course, that connects to witchcraft and wizardry. But yeah, guys, I never watched those movies. I never once watched Harry Potter, not one time. I've seen only like 15-minute clips of those movies. So I have no understanding of those movies. But I feel like it's probably a lot to look into with those movies. Maybe one day I will. I was more of a Lord of the Rings guy, to be honest. Now, look at this, guys. We're talking about the horse, the white horse that Leo received, the horse year, and the horse on the Sun Tarot card. Now, look at this absolutely crazy alignment, and just look how important the Chinese zodiac years are. Look at this. So I decided to look and see. Argentina has been in 7 World Cup finals, if you include this year, okay? And I want you guys to see how crazy this is. Out of the 7 Argentina World Cup finals, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 out of the 7 Argentina World Cup finals were in the year of the horse. Look at this. In 1930, Argentina played Uruguay in the World Cup final. That was the year of the metal horse. In 1978, Argentina beat Netherlands in the World Cup final. That was the year of the earth horse. 1990, the year I was born, Argentina lost to West Germany in the year of the horse. In 2014, Argentina lost to Germany in the year of the horse. And now here we are in 2026, the year of the horse, and they're in the World Cup final again. But I want you guys to look. Like, this is also something to look at for the future. Argentina only makes it to the World Cup final in the year of the horse or the year of the tiger. Look at that. The only other 2 years they didn't make it in the year of the horse, they made it in the year of the tiger. 1986, their opponent was West Germany, and they won in the year of the tiger. In 2022, the last time they played, and they beat France in the year of the tiger. So Argentina is perfect in the year of the tiger. But guess who else is also perfect in the year of the tiger? Spain's only World Cup appearance before this year is in 2010 versus the Netherlands, and it was in the year of the tiger, and they won. And look at the gematria of Spain and tiger. Wow. So you're telling me that the only World Cup that Spain has ever won was in the year of the tiger, and Spain is a perfect match to tiger. And again, Argentina only wins in the year of the tiger, just like Spain. So these two teams are perfect in the year of the tiger. Now, here we come to the year of the horse. Argentina is 1-3 in the year of the horse. So they lost, and they lost. But they also won one time. Guys, Netherlands is so important to this. Again, I was not completely wrong on how important Netherlands is to this. Look at the only time that Argentina ever won the World Cup in the year of the horse. It was against Netherlands. Now, what does that mean? And Messi equals horse. Yeah, that's exactly what I showed back here. Messi equals horse. And solar, and white, and España, which is the name of Spain in Spanish. Okay. But what do you guys think about this? I need to get some feedback in the chat. Are you guys still with me? You guys cannot tell me this is not mind-blowing. I think the most important thing to look at with understanding the World Cup finals is understanding what the Chinese zodiac year is. Look, this pattern is undeniable. These two teams only make it in the World Cup in the year of the horse or the year of the tiger. Both these teams. They've never played in another year ever. Now, what does this mean? Because so far, Argentina has a very bad record in the year of the horse. They've played four times in the year of the horse so far, and they've lost 3. But the only time they ever won in the year of the horse was against the Netherlands. Do you think that maybe the Netherlands ship the Hondias? Do you think this might be a clue that because Argentina's only win in the year of the horse was against Netherlands? Do you think that because we had a ship from Argentina, which a Netherlands ship, do you think that maybe this year they also get their win in the year of the horse? Or do they fall to 1-4 in the year of the horse? Or do they get to 2-3 in the year of the horse? Again, guys, this is the 23rd World Cup. Does Argentina get to 2-3 in the year of the horse against Spain, which equals 23? I'm just trying to check in the chat now to see what you guys think. What do you guys think about this? Like, this is one of the most intriguing parts of my decode. Is like, what is going on with this horse year stuff? Does Argentina continue to have bad luck in the year of the horse? Or do they win because of the Netherlands connection? The same 3 signs repeat for the World Cup: dog, tiger, horse. So I don't think it's that exception. Yeah, it's probably not as mind-blowing as I'm making it, but still. I would think that, yeah, I would think it is interesting, though, that they have never played in another year, though. I mean, I feel like that is pretty interesting. I have to look at that more deeply to see, but I think the clue here could be that they become 2-3 in the year of the horse. I think that is interesting to me. Spain has fire, but Argentina doesn't. Yeah. Spain also has the eclipse, and Argentina has the goat year eclipse next year. Is Messi born in the year of the tiger? Really? Hold on. 1987 Chinese zodiac. No, Messi's born in the rabbit. Everyone keeps saying the score is going to be 3-2. Messi's born in a rabbit year. When is Yamal born? Hold on. A pig. Yamal's born in a pig. He's born in a fire pig, even. Yeah, so people in the chat, you guys are saying, Spain has the fires going on right now. They also have the eclipse next month. Does that mean Spain wins? Is that what's gonna? If Spain wins, it's gonna be. There's some numbers I could give out to you. Like, for instance, Argentina could become. So the word GOAT, right? Argentina could become 4-3 in the World Cup finals. Like GOAT, 43. Notice how GOAT equals 20 and 65. Like horse, solar, Messi. Those numbers I just pointed out. But GOAT also equals Yale, which also connects us back to the skull and bone stuff. So yeah, Yale equals GOAT. And notice that Yamal has the Y. And GOAT and Yale are actually a perfect match. But the 43, right? So the 43 is the 14th prime, which is Pope Leo the 14th. So could Argentina become 4-3 in the World Cups? They're 3-3 right now in World Cup finals. Could they become 4-3? You got Lamine Yamal, who equals 43. And so Lamine Yamal has two 43 connections. He equals 43 and 191. 191 is the 43 prime. So two 43 connect. He even has the 65. So he has the 65 and 43. Let's just look at 43 and 65. So yeah, Lamine Yamal equals GOAT, equals Yale, equals Messi, all these 65s. And to go with the 65s, it's been 65 weeks since Pope Francis died to the World Cup final. You guys see this? 65 weeks from Pope Francis' death to the World Cup final. 65. Well, again, that's horse, that's solar, that's white, that's Messi, that's Yale, that's GOAT. So the 65 is big here. Lamine Yamal, 65. Back to back equals 65 in bacon. Oh, man. So Messi and Argentina can win back-to-back World Cups, which equals 201, by the way. And look at this, 65. So 65 weeks after the Argentine Pope died, we could have Argentina going back-to-back. Wow. I really miss this. But again, this is the secret of the Old English cipher, which Rambo has proven to be useful. So I'm really thinking that's interesting that back-to-back equals 65. 65 weeks after the Pope from Argentina died. That's also 1 year and 90 days, like 19. So I'm going to talk about this 19190 thing in a minute, actually. But let's keep going. We already talked about the horse year, the tiger year. Will Spain or will Argentina go to 2-3 in the horse years? But now I'm going to take a little bit of a detour and talk about the DNA, because there's something going on here with the DNA. So the theme song for the World Cup is called DNA More Than a Game. That sounds pretty ominous. It's the official anthem of the 2026 FIFA World Cup, released on June 10th, 2026. So considering that Messi gave Yamal a bath 19 years ago, and a lot of people are saying, wait, is this a sign that maybe they used Messi's DNA to create this child? Is it possible that Messi's genes are possibly in Yamal? I'm not saying that's what it is, guys. I'm not saying that that's what it is. But is this kind of what they're hinting at with the DNA? Now look at this. Look at the two numbers of Yamal and Messi, 19 and 10. Guys, the gematria of DNA is 19 and 10. Can I get some mind blowns in the chat here? The song for the World Cup is DNA, and the two stars that are in the World Cup final are numbers 19 and 10. That's the gematria of DNA. I mean, whatever you think they are, whatever you think the theory is, or what's really going on here, it's about the DNA. That's why the song is called DNA, guys. That they even gave you it right in your face. They called the song DNA. Okay. So to me, I don't know who this favors. Like, does this favor Spain? Does this favor Argentina? I don't know. But there's clearly something about the DNA. And look at this. So somebody on X, his name is Andrew G. I normally don't look at Q posts. You guys know Q, right? I'm not going to say a lot about it. I normally don't look at Q, okay? But I found this super interesting. Look at this. Supposedly, the last ever post by Q was on November 27th, 2022, the year that Messi won the first World Cup. And look at what it says. Let me make this bigger for a second. Look at what the last post from Q says. What is coded in your DNA? Who put it there and why? Mankind is repressed. We will be repressed no more. Information is knowledge. Knowledge is power. Information is power. How do you protect your DNA? This is a war for your DNA. Protect your DNA. Ascension. Guys, this is a post about DNA. From supposedly it's the last post from Q. But look at this. From this post to the World Cup final with numbers 19 and 10, where the song DNA will be played, it's not 190 weeks exactly. 190 is 19, right? But 190 is a special number because 190 is the 19th triangular number and the 10th hexagonal number. Guys, that's the two gematria of DNA. From this post about DNA, it's the 19th triangular number and the 10th hexagonal number. Again, let's just go to the number properties so I can prove it to you. Let's look at the number 190. 190 is the 19th triangular number and the 10th hexagonal number. 19 and 10. And from that post to the DNA to the World Cup is this amount of weeks, 190. Leo Messi was born on the day leaving 190 days in the year. The same number. Guys, can I just get some mind blowns in the chat for that? And don't forget to hit those likes too, but some mind blowns in the chat. Like, we're talking about a post about DNA. And it literally breaks down to the 19 and 10, which is the gematria of DNA, which is the numbers of these two star players. Now, it's also 1330 days. 1330. Well, this is interesting because 1330 is also a 19 connection. 1330 is the 19th tetrahedral number. So not only does the 190 weeks break down to 19, which is the the 19th triangular number, the days breaks down to the 19th tetrahedral. Guys, it's all going back to the 19. Are you kidding me? Every single one of these number relations goes to the 19 again. Whether you measure with the days or the weeks. You could also say it's the start of the 191st week, which is, again, a number I just talked about with the sun and Lamine Yamal. Look. Oh my gosh, DNA equals 191, which it would be at the start of the 191 week. Society of Jesus, 191. Winter solstice, unconquered sun, 191. Lamine Yamal, 191. Dehexobernucleic acid, however you say that. DNA, 191. Order of Illuminati, 191. But look, 201s everywhere. DNA equals 201. The full name for DNA, 201. Now, look. So I showed you this, but look, DOX, however you say that, man. I cannot say that word, to be honest, but you guys can read it. That's DNA equals 201. Eclipse ritual, I've already talked about this. It's all connected with the eclipses. Eclipse ritual 201, the Jesuit order 201. Guys, and shout out to Script Unveiled. Remember, I shouted him out earlier. Script Unveiled. Shout out to him. He showed me on Zach's stream that if you go to the first time that Messi was ever contracted to Argentina, they misspelled his name. The first ever call-up for Lionel Messi with Argentina, the Argentina football team sent a fax to Barcelona with his name, and his last name was misspelled, written Lionel Messi. Guys, look at what happens when you use the misspelled name that they've spelled for Lionel Messi. It equals 201. Are you coding me? The misspelled name for Messi equals 201. This is a joke, guys. In the same cipher as the Jesuit order. And look, Federation Internationale de Football Association, FIFA, equals 201. Order of Illuminati, 201. Heliocentrism, 201. Back to back, like Argentina can go back to back. Oh, Lionel Messi equals 190 in Latin? Oh my gosh, no way. Lionel Messi equals 190, huh? Oh my goodness. Look, we were just talking about this number. No way. So not only does he have the 201, which is that big number, but he has the 190, which we just covered. We literally just covered 190. He's and they misspelled his name, and it just happens to equal 201. Now, here's where it gets mind-blowing, guys. There's a book that went viral, a children's book. Of course, it's a children's book. We've been talking about how this whole thing is connected to children. But the book is called The World's Game. Look at this. It equals 201. Now, what is this book? Let me show it to you. Oh, and there's this too, guys. Look at this. Lamb, like we talked about the book of Revelation. Revelation 19 talks about the lamb. Look at this. When you say lamb, it sounds like you're saying lamb, right? The B is almost silent. Lamb. But Lionel Andres Messi equals lamb, right? His protege, his baby, Yamal, right? Lamine. So look at this. His initials are L-A-M. His second initials are I-N-E. That spells the name of this guy. Look, L-A-M-I-N-E. Oh my goodness. Do you guys see that? Shout out to this guy who posted Luca Rusco on X. But guys, are you seeing this? Like Lamb, I-N-E. That's the first letters in the first three names of Messi. And that just spells the whole name. Like, what the heck? And then you are Messi, Andreas, Lionel. I'm not sure what that is, but But this is just wild. And if you spell Yamal's last name backwards, it's also Lamb. Look, Yamal, his last name, or it's not actually his last name, but it also has Lamb in it. Lam, you see? So no matter how you look at it, Lamb this way or Lamb that way, it's all Lamb, right? What does that equal? Hold on. Oh, of course, Lamb equals 19. Are you kidding me? Of course it does. And 8, which 19 is the 8th prime. But look at this, 26, like we're in the year 26. So all this talk about 19, and now we know that Lamb equals 19, which those are the initials of Messi. Lionel Andres Messi. Oh my gosh. Anyway, back to what I was going to show. So the book called The World's Game. Here it is, guys. This Spanish woman went viral for finding a children's book in Spain that was written just before the World Cup started. It's called The World's Game. And in this book, you'll never guess what two teams it predicts being in the final. Yep, you guys got it. You guys got it. Lamine Yamal and Lionel Messi right there in the book, right before the World Cup started, guys. This book released, and it's got the 19. It literally predicts Spain versus Argentina. A children's book, guys. Messi baptized Yamal as a child. You guys get it? All the child stuff. The 2319 code we talked about in the last decode with the Child Detection Agency. All the children stuff with Justin Bieber having the child. The name of FIFA. His name is Infantino, which means child or infant. And now a children's book came out that's predicted this World Cup. And again, the name of this book equals 201. The World Game equals 201. Which I find interesting because if Argentina goes back to back, that equals 201, which in the same cipher. Heliocentrism equals 201. That's the theory of us going around the sun, right? Heliocentrism. So with all the sun stuff, that seems to make sense as well. Okay, I only got a few more left slides, but this is interesting too. I told you that from the day that Pope Leo went to Spain, he arrived in Spain on the 6th of June. So, or sorry, I don't know if it's from the 6th of June. Yeah, it's from the 6th of June to the day of the World Cup final. 43 days. Again, I talked about this number. 43 is the 14th prime. Leo is the 14th. Leo equals 14. Argentina can become 4-3 in World Cup finals. Like, you guys could probably tell I'm leaning towards Argentina, but it's very hard to do that because Spain has such a strong... I'm telling you, this is double-coded, guys. This is not easy to figure out. Both these teams have the sun riddle. Both these teams have the Hondius connection. They both have the Leo connection. I mean, Leo, I guess somebody in the chat said that Leo's dad is Spanish. Let me just look that up. Pope Leo's father is Pope Leo, father, Spanish. The Pope's Spanish heritage comes from his mother, Mildred Martinez. So Pope Leo's mother is Spanish. Yes, Pope Leo's mother, Mildred Martinez, was of Spanish descent. Okay. So Ignatius of Loyola, the Jesuit priest, he's Spanish, right? Pope Leo went to Spain. He dedicated a big tower called the Tower of Jesus Christ. This whole thing is about Pope Leo. Let's just be honest. This whole thing is connected to Pope Leo. Why do we have all the sun stuff? Because we just got a pope named Leo, which is the sun, okay? So if you can figure out the Leo stuff, I think you can figure out who's going to win. It's just a matter of like, okay, does Pope Leo going to Spain, does that mean Spain has the upper hand? Let me know what you guys think in the chat. I gotta get some other opinions too, because I'm torn. But I don't see anyone in the chat really saying anything. What do you guys think? Is Leo going to Spain, his mother being Spanish, Ignatius of Loyola, the founder of the Jesuits, him being Spanish? Does it give you, what does that make you feel? Does that make you feel Spain? Does all the Leo stuff with the back-to-back stuff with the Argentina, does that make you lean towards Argentina? I don't know. Like, it's just, Mr. S is talking about wrestling because I know wrestling is about ready to have an event in the Twin Cities in Minnesota. But you're saying that the tower connects to Seth Rollins in San Francisco. Yeah. Argentina 4 World Cups equals 2026. Okay. Argentina 4, 149. Yeah, because Argentina can win their 4th World Cup. Yeah, Seth Rollins and Roman Reigns are wrestling in the Twin Cities. They're both twins, too. They're both Gemini. They're brothers. Not real brothers, but they were brothers in wrestling. Tower of Jesus Christ equals 253. 253 is the 22nd triangular number and the 7th star. 722 is the Feast of Mary Magdalene, Lion's Share Day, and Ozzy's death. Yeah, I mean, that's a great connection, Maggie. There's got to be something with Ozzy and Hulk Hogan. Remember Hulk Hogan? The whole thing with the twin pillars, the pillars of Hercules. Rambo is the one who originally brought that to the forefront. So Zanga thinks Spain. Coffee Girl or who Sojourn says she hopes Spain wins. Yeah, I am a Gemini. Shout out to Switzerland and Gematria book. Great decoders. Love them a lot. Glad you're here, Switzerland. In all seriousness, who cares who wins? Yeah. I mean, everyone just wants to know who wins. They don't actually care about the revealing part of it. They just want to know who's going to win. They just want to place a bet, right? And that's just not what I'm here for. I'm not here to get you guys to place bets on this. I'm here to just reveal what's going on. And I think, with a children's book that predicted it a few months before, Messi bathing the same kid he's playing against 19 years before, I don't think I need to really say much more, right? Yeah, I forgot to talk about the how do you say that? Finalissima. There's so much to talk about, guys. I totally forgot to talk about this. The La Finalissima. So this is another so in your face thing, right? The La Finalissima was supposed to be taking place on March 27, 2026 in Qatar. Guys, Argentina won the last World Cup in 2022 in Qatar. This year, on March 27th, it was supposed to be the Finalissima between Spain and Argentina, but it was canceled. They literally canceled a championship game, okay? Why? Because they wanted it to happen later. Do you guys get it? And guess what day this was? March 27th, when this game was supposed to take place. Again, shout out to Script Unveiled. And Zach, I found out from watching their stream about this. Finalissima was supposed to happen on March 27th. Well, what happened on March 27th? Well, that was the day that Leo got sick in Argentina, the guy on the ship. When did the first patient on the Hondius get sick, contract the virus. Let me just find the date here. But I promise, if I can't find it here, I promise you guys, it's March 27th. That's the day that Leo from the ship got sick. Or that's when he got it's when he contracted it. I know it's March 27th, man. Yeah, look at this. Patient 0 named Leo, 70-year-old Dutch guy. He believed to have been exposed to the virus on March 27th. So the very same day that Spain and Argentina were supposed to play in Qatar, which was where the last World Cup was, the guy on the ship basically was exposed to the virus on the same day while he was watching birds in a landfill. I mean, what in the world? What a story, right? Watching birds in a landfill. So yeah, that's the finalissima. That is how scripted all this is. They were supposed to play, these two teams, but it was canceled. And I forget how many days it was from the day it was canceled to the day they're supposed to play. Hold on. Oh, 3 months and Are you kidding me? It was 3 months and 22 days from the game being canceled to the game that they're going to replay it. Oh my gosh. Guys, the stadium they're playing in equals 322. New York, New Jersey Stadium. New York, New Jersey Stadium equals 322. Are you seeing it? So that they were supposed to play 3 months and 22 days before, and now they're playing in a stadium that equals 322. Oh boy. I like the 106 there too. Like Lamine Yamal equals 106. It's also 114 days, and 114 is 2 times 3 times 19. There's your 2319 code again. And actually, something that we got to talk about again, guys, is the 2319 code. Can Spain win the 23rd and the 19th World Cup final on the 19th? And when FIFA equals 2319 and James Franco's been posting 2319, is that the clue? Is that like the biggest clue? Maybe. Who knows? But I mean, Spain can win the 23rd and 19th World Cup. And if you guys didn't see my last video about the 2319, you guys got to check it out. I'll just pull this up for you guys to read it. I'll just read this for you. James Franco began posting cryptic posts under 2319 right before the 23rd World Cup final. 2319 is the emergency contamination code in Monsters, Inc. FIFA's full name equals 2319. Donald Trump declared an emergency for C19 2319 days before the World Cup final. Spain equals 23. Spain can win the 23rd and the 19th World Cup final with number 19, who just turned 19. So, again, this to me is, I mean, it would seem perfect that Spain wins the 23rd and 19th World Cup final. I mean, to me, but that doesn't mean that needs to happen. But the 322 from the game they were supposed to play, and also the 114 days, that's 2319. 2 times 3 times 19. Oh, man, that breaks down to 128. 128, that's the 719 is the 128 prime. Wow. Man. Yeah, there's a lot to think about with this. What does this equal? Finalissima. I know I've been going long, guys. Let's see here. Oh, that equals 59. That equals Pope Francis. So that's interesting. I mean, I'll have to look more into the Finalissima maybe, but the point here is that the game was canceled. They were supposed to play, and then it ended up becoming the World Cup final instead. And it was all because of the Iran war. Is there anything else I'm missing? Somebody drop a... Is there anything else I'm missing? I talked about the book, the children's book. I talked about the bath, the ritual with that, the goat stuff, talked about the sun. What did I miss? Please let me know in the chat, guys, if you guys see that I missed anything. I don't want to end this stream without knowing that I touched on all the important stuff. Yes, I am a Gemini, as a lot of the people in the decoding community are Geminis. Hogan died on Christmas Eve in July and was in a movie called Santa with Muscles. Wow. Jake Williams says, wait, Cody, England and France are competing for the bronze third place. So if the winner gets the gold cup, then the winner is in silver second rank, gold versus silver. Yeah, to be honest, guys, I haven't even looked into that other game, Spain or England and France. I bet you there'll be a clue, though. I bet you there'll be a clue for who might win the World Cup in that game. But I'll look into it. Thank you, Jake, for that. I'll look more into that. Lamine Yamal birth equals Barack Hussein Obama. Wow. That's interesting. Because, yeah, there's something with Obama always here, the Chicago narrative. Messi will have a lot of money on him for the first goal scorer, that's for sure. But I don't like that. I hope Spain. Thank you for that. You're going Argentina because the host country never wins the World Cup preceding them hosting it, and Spain is hosting it in 2030. Yeah, I mean that's a good thought, because I think it is true that whoever hosts the World Cup the next time, they don't win it, or they're going to win it and they're going to be hosting it at their own home as the champions. I don't know, but they never, so far, has never happened. Yeah, I talked about the La Finalissima, Edel, or however you say your name. I just touched on that. Hulk Hogan has the Spain colors. Yeah, we touched on that as well. He also said that the Twin Towers are coming down before they went down. Messi will be the 21st player to get his second World Cup. Argentina World Cup equals 201. Does Argentina World Cup equal 201 too? Wow. It does. Argentina World Cup equals 201. Yikes. Yikes, yikes. This is always at 201 coming up. Oh yeah, Hulk Hogan was always wearing the red and yellow at Trump's. Remember, Hulk Hogan was at Trump's Republican convention. Spain is the better team, based off of what I've watched, if you're just gonna go, if we actually think this is actually real, which we don't, but if we're actually looking at like who's the better team, yeah, I think Spain looks like the better team. I think they're actually favored. Man, how far behind in the comments am I? Guys, I don't know why I was so far behind in the comments. I think I'm caught up now. What? Are you kidding me? Hulk Hogan held Roman Reigns as a baby? No. Oh my gosh. Hulk Hogan held Roman Reigns as a baby. Wow. No way. I mean, this is a little less surprising because I mean the wrestling families are all like together, but of course, like, yeah, there's little Roman Reigns as a kid, and there's Hulk. In case you guys don't know who Roman Reigns is, he's only like the biggest star in WWE right now. And he has a match next month in the Twin Cities. Yeah, but there it is. That's a great find. Here's Roman Reigns as an adult. I mean, how many times have I talked about Roman Reigns? I mean, you guys just got to go back on my channel like at least hundreds of times by now. But I did not know about this. And that's his father, Sika. And his middle name is Gene, guys. Hulk Hogan's middle name is Gene. We were just talking about the DNA. Terry Gene Bollea. What? Oh, man. Terry Gene Bollea. Oh, look at that. Hulk Hogan has that 43. But yeah, I was just talking about DNA. DNA. Just bring up that slide again. Remember number 19 and number 10 face off. DNA equals 19 and 10. From the DNA post by Q to the game is 190 weeks, which is the 19th triangular and the 10th hexagonal. So yeah, the genes and the DNA is a big theme, big theme for this World Cup. And Hulk Hogan has the same colors as Spain. Mega Powers. Madonna has an album called DNA. Gene Hackman, yeah, don't forget about Gene Hackman, who died of hantavirus. Yeah, guys, Gene Hackman. Oh my goodness, Gene Hackman. Hacking the man, guys. Gene Hack the man. Just like this Q post said, protect your DNA. He's like, protect your DNA. And now this guy, Gene Hackman, Hackman's DNA, he died last year. And his wife died of hantavirus. Oh my goodness. Man, this is so, guys, I got to look more into this. I got to look more into this Gene Hackman thing and how it connects to the hantavirus, because like, what are the odds that she died? Gene Hackman's wife died of hantavirus. And then we get this ship this year. And her husband's name was Gene Hackman. Terry Gene Bollea Hulk Hogan died before that or after that. Oh, man. And let's not overlook, if you just type in the word virus equals 89, like Argentina. So look at this. A national emergency equals 89, but the name of this card for the old tarot deck for the sun is 89, like Argentina, like August. Augustinian. The new pope is Augustinian. Terry Gene Bollea Hulk Hogan, he was born in August. We have an eclipse in August, but virus also equals 89. So there's that. No, I did not get the jab, as you say. Why would I get that? I was well aware of all this. I've been aware of this stuff since my mom was aware of it in like 2012. I mean, I wasn't like fully aware of like gematria, of course, but as far as like conspiracies and all this weird stuff with the secret societies, and yeah, I would have never gotten this. I'm already very health conscious as it is, and I would never get a shot. Hackman's wife was born on December 15th, the day the Statue of Liberty fell in Brazil. Interesting. Yeah, AI is 19. So yeah, we talked about AI in the last video. Messi and Yilmar or MK, yeah, possibly. All right, guys. I'm just reading the final comments, and it looks like this is a good time to end it. Yeah, so we'll end it, guys. If you guys have anything else to put in the chat, do that after the video is over. Drop your additional info, and don't forget to like the video before you leave as well. We got 154 likes, so maybe we can get to 200 before it's over. And but thank you guys so much for watching. As always, make sure you guys go and subscribe to all the other great channels as well that I talked about in this decode. And we'll be doing another decode soon, I'm sure, after all this plays out. But until then, take care and many blessings, and we'll see you guys in the next video.